fans, we are ready for NFL picks for week number 4 in the league where they play for pay. Great to be back with you. The best audience in all of YouTube is right here. 13-3 last week. 43-10 the first 3 weeks combined. I am flat out dealing winner after winner, week after week. Let's keep it going. Week number 4, pick number 1. Let's go up to Buffalo, where the Buffalo Bills are minus 17 against the Houston Texans. Yes, I said 17. Texans down to 1-2, lost to Carolina. Remember, they're playing now their third-string quarterback, who's a rookie. It's a miracle the Texans won one game. Buffalo, they're up to 2-1. They just steamrolled Washington. Back-to-back quality wins by Buffalo. I mean, they looked really good. They bombed Miami, and then they bombed Washington here. This after the disappointing Week 1 loss to Pittsburgh, but Buffalo is really starting to find their mojo now. You expect them to have a big season. Listen, super teaser people, you get a boatload of points. Take Buffalo. Buffalo's going to win this game like 56-7. Anything else to say on this game? I don't think so. Buffalo, pick number 1. Let's move on. Pick number 2. Let's go to the Meadowlands in New Jersey, not too far from where I am, where the Tennessee Titans are minus 7 against the New York Football Jets. Tennessee up to 2-1 beat Indianapolis. And then you have the New York Football Jets. 0-3, shut out in Denver. And did I tell you to bet Denver last week? Did I tell you the Jets weren't going to be able to score? No points. So far, Zach Wilson at quarterback has been an absolute atrocity. Awful, deplorable, pitiful. The team looks as bad as ever. The coach looks lost. It's the same old Jets. Here we go again. Jet fans are already starting to talk about the draft. That's what Jet fans live for. Let's talk about the upcoming draft. Because that's going to change things, right, Jet fans? How many times have I heard that before? Every year, the Jets tell me this is the year. This is the quarterback. This is when we turn it around. And every year they fall flat on their face. And I don't want to blame this all on Wilson. And he's been awful, but the team has been atrocious from top to bottom. Where is all the talent on this team? All these high draft picks and all this cap room and all these moves they're going to make. Where's all the talent? I don't see it. And all those people that hyped up Wilson, please, calm down on these rookie quarterbacks like Lawrence and Wilson and Fields. Calm down. And I'm not saying it's all their fault, and I'm not saying they're going to be good. But the unrealistic expectations that these people on ESPN and these networks put on these quarterbacks, it's just laughable. Laughable, saying all these quarterbacks are once-in-a-generation type players. Get a clue. Get a clue. Get a clue. And again, Jet fans are already talking about the draft, and I could see it coming. I mentioned this last week. When the Jets go 0-17 and have the number 1 pick in the draft, they're going to be taking another quarterback. And then he'll be the answer. Right? Right? I always go back to when Brady, remember Brady on the Patriots got that injury and he missed the whole season? That was how many years ago? Was that 2 decades ago? Jet fans then were saying that's the passing of the baton from the Patriots to the Jets. How did that work out for you, Jet fans? Where's the baton? The Jets had a baton handed to them. They drop it, fumble it, kick it, and lose it. What an embarrassing performance in Denver. No points. No points. Lifeless. Gutless. All the Jet players in training camp. Don't sleep on us. Don't sleep on us. Get real. Tennessee -7 in the Meadowlands against the Jets. 2-team teaser, move it to 1 and take Tennessee. Is there any other way to go here? You like the Jets? You like the Jets? You like the Jets? The Jets score. You should get money. The Jets get 3 points. You should win money. That's how pitiful they are. Tennessee will run all over them in the Meadowlands. The Jets can't move the ball from here to there. Have you looked at their offensive output for the first 3 weeks of the season? They've done nothing. They can't even break 15 points. Embarrassing. Tennessee, pick number 2 in the Meadowlands. Pick number 3. Let's go down to New Orleans. The Superdome, where the Saints are back in the Superdome. You know, they haven't been there since the hurricane. They're back there this week. The Big Easy. Mardi Gras. Fat Tuesday. Throw me some beads. Where the New Orleans Saints, who dat, are -8 against the New York Football Giants. Saints up to 2-1, beat New England, rebounded from their bad performance in Carolina, looked a lot better here against New England. And then you have the Giants, much like the Jets. Oh, by the way, the Giants and the Jets are both 0-3. New York is 0-6. Nice job, New York football. Giants 0-3. Lost to the Falcons at home. The Falcons. The pitiful, no-defense Falcons. The Giants lost to them and only scored 14 points. Same old Giants. They're up 14-7. They have a chance to win the game. They drop an interception in the end zone. Then on the next play, Matt Ryan just throws the ball up in the air. What do the Giants do? Pass interference. Falcons stick it in. Okay, it's tied. You think the Giants will get down the field at the end and kick the game-winning field goal? No, they can't even do that. Because what do? They give up a sack, punt the ball back to Atlanta. Atlanta throws one little screen pass. Giants can't make a tackle. The next thing you know, Atlanta's at midfield. One play action fake to the tight end. They're in field goal range. Falcons win. Good night, Giants, again. Again. 4 years. The Giants have been playing the same game. Opportunities to win, opportunities missed, and they lose. 4 years. 4 years. I don't want to hear Judge babbling away in the postgame. I'm sick of Daniel Jones. Another team. Where are the superstars on this team? They had Beckham. He couldn't control himself. They jettisoned him out. Barkley, he gets hurt. You can't expect him to be a superstar this year. He's coming off an injury. Where are the superstars? The quarterback sure is not a superstar right now. Where are all the great players on this New York Football Giant team? They spent a lot of money in the offseason, and they couldn't beat the Falcons at home and scored only 14 points. And it was Eli Manning Day, and they booed the Giant front office. That's how bad it's gotten. They can't finish. They can't finish. They can't finish. 4 years we've been talking about this. And I don't expect much. I didn't expect the Giants to be a Super Bowl contender, but 0-3? Can't beat the Falcons? Mess up the game against Washington? Can't get down the field for a little field goal against Atlanta. Can't do it. No, I got to take a sack, punt it away, and then can't make a tackle on top of that. 4 years. And my cousin Nick last year was telling me during the playoffs it's much more exciting when your team's in it. He's a big Giant fan. Well, I got news for you, Mr. Nick. The Giants aren't making the playoffs. Dallas is light years better than the Giants. And with all those good teams in the NFC, the Giants could already be eliminated from playoff contention. They're 2-3 games behind already. And let's be honest, what's the best this team can do? 8-9? 8-9? And that's being positive, by the way, 8-9. So, Mr. Nick, you're going to have a very sad playoffs this year because your Giants aren't going to be in it. And I don't want to hear how much you love the offensive tackle on the Giants. I don't want to hear it. You know, last time I saw my cousin Nick, he was telling me about the offensive tackle. Yeah, that's all great and good. What about the rest of the team? Enough Giant Kool-Aid. They're not any good. And they took a big chance taking Jones, and so far, he hasn't been very good either. He has moments, but he doesn't look like any sort of star, that's for sure. But the Giants don't have many stars. They had one in Beckham. They jettisoned him out because of his big mouth. And Barkley is coming off an injury. I'm tired of the Giants. 4 years of this nonsense. Couldn't beat the Falcons. The Falcons at home. Couldn't score more than 14 points. Oh, please. Saints at home in the Superdome, -8 against the Giants. Two-team teaser, move it to 2 and take the Saints. I cannot trust the Giants under any circumstances. The crowd is going to be really into this game. They're back at the Superdome. They're going to be on fire. And the Saints are just better than the Giants. They'll make plays. You can't trust the Giants. They'll find a way to muck it up at the end. They'll find a way to lose. They're good at that. They're good at that. 4 years. They can't finish. And I don't want to hear about the offensive tackle and how good he is either. Playoffs? Playoffs? This goes out to my cousin Nick and my cousin Matt up in Massachusetts. Playoffs? Playoffs for the Giants? They'll be lucky to win a game. I like the Saints in a 2-team teaser. That's pick number 3. Playoffs? I don't think so. Pick number 4, let's go to the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field. Where the team with the most championships and Super Bowls resides, the Green Bay Packers, who are -7 against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Green Bay up to 2-1, beat San Francisco. I picked Green Bay. A lot of people were surprised about that game. I was not. Green Bay has really found their stride now. You expect them to be a good team. Pittsburgh, 1-2, lost to Cincinnati. I picked Cincinnati. Listen, and I don't think I'm telling Steelers fans anything they don't know. The run is over. Roethlisberger got you to 3 Super Bowls. You won 2 of them. You won 2 Super Bowls with Roethlisberger. You have a winning record every time, every year with Roethlisberger and Tomlin. It's over. Roethlisberger is old. The offense is anemic. The defense is now giving up big plays. TJ Watt didn't play. It's over. They're not even a playoff team this year. They could easily finish last. Time for the Steelers to rebuild. It starts with the quarterback. Look quarterback in this year's draft, Pittsburgh, because I don't think the quarterback of the future is on their roster. I don't know if you could trade for one. I don't know. Steelers have to now address this. The run is over. Roethlisberger got you to 3 Super Bowls. You won 2. That's great. Teams that haven't won in forever would sign for that right now. Ask Viking fans if they take 2 Super Bowls now. And the Steelers never have a losing season. They may indeed have one now. And they had a really gutty win week 1 against Buffalo, but that was a mirage. They stole that game on special teams and defense. Like I said, it was the third quarter, and they had 50 yards of total offense in that game. They stole that game. You're not going to steal many games in the NFL. The offense is anemic. They can't move the ball from here to there. Now the defense is giving up big plays. Lights out for the Steelers' run with Roethlisberger. Time to rebuild. I'm going to move the line to 1 and take Green Bay. Listen, Green Bay's home. They've won 2 in a row. They have Aaron Rodgers. And the Steelers have lost 2 in a row, and they're going in the wrong direction. Green Bay's just a better football team. They're the better football team right now. There's no other way to say it. Steelers are looking at 1 and 3 in a long season in last place. But if it means them getting a high draft pick and a future franchise quarterback, Steeler fans could probably live with that because they're not going to win the Super Bowl anyway this year. They're not a Super Bowl team. They're not a playoff team. Rebuild. I like Green Bay at Lambeau. And by the way, this is a little off track, but since we're talking about Green Bay, Wisconsin, College Game Day. You ever watch College Game Day? You know, with Herb Street and Corso, and they have the guest picker on there. They pick the games from a site every week, a college site. They were in, I guess it was Chicago this week for Notre Dame in Wisconsin. That's what made me think of this, because of Green Bay. Danica Patrick, the former race car driver, was the guest picker. She was embarrassing as the guest picker. She offered nothing. 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 She had no idea what she was talking about. Didn't put any thought into the picks. Babbling away. Awful. She made 90-year-old Lee Corso look good. What an atrocious job by Danica Patrick. Hey, Danica, if you're going to show up to College Game Day and do the picks, do just a little research on the flight over. Give me something. That was embarrassing. That was embarrassing. Get off the set. Take your little chicken ass and get off my set because I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. Anyway, I thought I'd mention that. Anyway, Green Bay's pick number 4. Pick number 5. Let's go up to Minnesota where the Cleveland Browns are -2 against the Minnesota Vikings. Cleveland up to 2-1, beat Chicago, had 1 million sacks, shut down Fields, no surprise there. How about Minnesota? Up to 1-2, beat Seattle. They just stomped Seattle out. They fell behind 17-7, and they just kicked Seattle's butt up and down the field after that. They mashed Seattle into the ground on both sides of the ball. They beat them up. Cousins look good, and listen, I've gotten on Cousins and Zimmer for a while. Cousins look good. The offense looked good. Even though Cook, the running back, was out, they ran all over Seattle with the backup. You know they can do some things in the passing game with Thielen and Jefferson. If they get any sort of defense, they could be dangerous. Remember, Minnesota, a break here and there could be 3-0. They all 1-2, you all what you are. They should have beat Arizona, missed the field goal at the end. Minnesota's offense looks really good, and they just stomped Seattle out. They physically beat them up. I thought the Minnesota crowd was awesome in that somewhat new stadium. They didn't have fans there last year. They just mauled Seattle. Mauled them. Cleveland -2 against Minnesota. I'm going to move it to 8 and take the Vikings. I get the Vikings at home with 8 points. And they showed me enough the last 2 weeks that they're going to be at least in this game. They showed me enough the last 2 weeks that they're going to be at least in this game. I have to show them a little respect here because they mauled Seattle. They were down 17-7 and outscored Seattle. What was it the rest of the way? 23-0, something like that. Mauled them, pushed them around. So I like Minnesota +8 at home to cover in a 2-team teaser. That's pick number 5. Pick number 6. Let's go down to Atlanta ATL with the Atlanta Falcons are -1 against the Washington football team. Washington down to 1-2, lost to Buffalo. Washington's defense so far this year hasn't been great, and their defense is the calling card. Buffalo just ran up and down the field on them. The Giants moved the ball on them. The Chargers moved the ball on them. Washington doesn't play good defense. It's going to be a long year for them. 1-2. Atlanta, they're up to 1-2, beat the Giants. Listen, I know I picked on the Giants. Give Atlanta credit. They went on the road. They won the game. Had their back against the wall. They were down in this game. They came back, tied it, stopped the Giants, then won it. Give Atlanta credit, and they were really happy to get that W. Celebrating at midfield. It was a good win by Atlanta, and I picked on them a lot early in the year. That was a good quality road win for them, especially coming from behind. I'm going to move the line to 7 and take Washington. I'd love to get this up to 7.5, but it'd probably go down, not up. This is a toss-up game. I mean, who's going to win this game? Who's going to win? It's a field goal game either way. I personally wouldn't play the game, but if I did, I'd take Washington +7. I think it's close either way. Hard to pick a winner here, so I'll take the points. That's pick number 6. Pick number 7. Let's go down to Miami, South Florida. The Miami Dolphins are -2.5 against the Indianapolis Colts. Wentz did play last week. I was surprised about that, but the Colts did lose to Tennessee. The Colts are 0-3. They might be putting that call into Phillip Rivers pretty soon. 0-3. Remember, this was a playoff team last year. They're 0-3 with Mr. Wentz. Miami, they're down to 1-2, lost to the Raiders in overtime. This was a great game. By the way, if you watched the Miami-Vegas game last week or the Chiefs-Chargers game last week, you got your money's worth. Those were 2 spectacular games. Just back and forth. Great football. Heartbreaking loss for Miami. They got up big early in this game, then fell behind by double digits, then rallied to tie it. Brissett did a lot of good things, and then the Raiders beat him in overtime. That was a tough loss for Miami, but a very good football game. You had everything in that game. Again, it's a strange game. I'm going to move it to 8.5 and take the Colts just because I don't know. I don't know what you're getting here. Again, this could be like the last game, field goal game either way. I don't see the Colts or Miami blowing out anybody this year. Miami, they won one game against New England by a point. Colts haven't won a game at all. This game has to be close, I would think. 2 desperate teams. That, to me, equates to a close game. I'll move it to 8.5 and take the Colts. Again, not one of my favorite plays, though. That's pick number 7. Pick number 8, let's go to the Mile High City in Denver, where the Denver Broncos are picking with the Baltimore Ravens. Denver up to 3-0, beat the Jets, shut down the Jets. Denver defense is really good. Denver's taking some injuries now. I have a couple of guys hurt, especially on the receiving corps. But they're playing very well. Bridgewater's playing well. I told you the defense was going to be good. Denver, a surprise team early. Baltimore, they're up to 2-1, beat Detroit on that Tucker ridiculous field goal at the end. What was going on at the end of this game? Baltimore's got a 4th and 20. They convert to Sammy Watkins. I thought he should have ran out of bounds. He doesn't run out of bounds. Clock's ticking, ticking, ticking. Ravens finally down it. Then I thought they got to delay a game. The refs didn't call it. Sets up the 66-yard field goal. Tucker hits the bar and it goes over and the Ravens win. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. You got to be sick if you're a Lion fan. And the Ravens just steal one. The Ravens were up 10-0 in this game. And you thought, oh, this game's over. And Detroit comes back out of nowhere and actually should have won the game. 4th and 20, the Ravens converted. And like I said, Watkins should have got out of bounds there. What does he run in the middle of the field for? Cost them some time. Thank goodness they have Tucker to bail him out. They got a break with the no call on the delay of game. And by the way, neither Gumbel or the other announcers said anything about Watkins getting out of bounds. They didn't even mention it. They never said, oh, Watkins should have got out of bounds there. They just skimmed right over that. Nice broadcasting, Gumbel. Pick'em, Denver against Baltimore in the Mile High City. I'm going to, two-team teaser. I'm going to take the 6 points in Denver. You can go either way here, and like I say, sometimes with teasers you can win both ways. If this is a field goal game either way, you can win either way if you take them in a teaser. That's the beauty of the teaser, and this game is that type of game. But I'm going to take Denver with the 6 at home. They're home. They're playing well. They're notoriously good at home. Both teams have injuries. Baltimore has more. And I think Denver at home with 6 points is too much to pass up. So I'm going to take the Broncos at home with 6 in a two-team teaser. That's pick number 8. Pick number 9. Fabulous game here. Let's go to Los Angeles, where the LA Chargers are -4 against the Las Vegas Raiders. Chargers up to 2-1, beat the Chiefs. Who said the Chargers last week? Who picked them? Everyone was shocked on TV that the Chargers won this game. Who picked the Chargers last week? Show some love. You know I love the quarterback, Herbert. I also like the Chargers are fast on defense. They have speed on defense. You saw it against Dallas. You saw it against Kansas City. They can match up with these big-time offenses. The Chargers have a lot of talent. They have a lot of talent. They're a team to watch for the future. And they had an absolutely great win in Kansas City. Again, what was the clock management here by the Chargers at the end of this game? I mean, they got away with it. But my goodness, they're throwing passes when they should be running the clock out and just kicking a field goal. They're giving the Chiefs the ball back. They're going for it on 4th and 9. It's just crazy stuff at the end of this game. They got away with all of it and won the game, but not the best clock management there from the Chargers. They've been bad at that in the past. They usually lose these type of games. They pulled this one out. Still can't get the ball in from the 1-yard line. They always seem to take a penalty. But they did get the win. Great win by the Chargers. And how about the Raiders? 3-0. Beat Miami in a classic game. Just a classic. Carr made some big plays. This is the Monday Night Football game, by the way. This is a must-watch game. I'm going to move it to 10 and take the Raiders. Again, I'd love to get this up to 10.5, but it'll probably go down, not up. It's just too tough a game to pick any other way. And I personally, Monday Night Football, will just sit back and watch this game. I won't put any money on this game. This is one you want to sit back and enjoy. But if I had to pick it, I'll move it to 10 and take the Raiders. It is a fabulous game. A showcase game for both of these teams. I love what both of these teams are doing. And I'll tell you, the AFC West, or should I call it the AFC Best, that is one heck of a division. Denver, 3-0. The Raiders, 3-0. The Chargers, 2-1. The Chiefs at 1-2 are in last place, but you know they're going to be there. They're going to make a move. NFC and AFC West, the best divisions. I'm going to take the Raiders there. That's pick number 9. Pick number 10. Let's go to the Windy City in Chicago. Oh, this is an ugly, sloppy, messy game. The Chicago Bears are -3.5 against the Detroit Lions. Detroit 0-3. I mentioned how they lost to Baltimore. Just a horrific loss. Chicago 1-2 lost to Cleveland. Fields was awful. He got sacked 9 times. Nagy should be fired. And I don't know who's quarterbacking this week. Will it be Fields? Will it be Dalton? Will it be Foles? Will it be me? Will it be you? Who's quarterbacking the Bears? Because if Fields is quarterbacking, I'll move it to 9.5 and take Detroit. Because he looked shaky at best. He didn't do anything in that game. Listen, it wasn't all his fault. 9 times he was sacked. If someone else is quarterbacking, I might throw this game out completely because I don't know what you're getting here. This is a mess, a slop fest. This is ugly. Ugly. Fields plays, I'll move it to 9.5 and take Detroit. If he doesn't, I'm throwing it out. Ugly game. Stay away from it. That's pick number 10. Pick number 11. Let's go to San Francisco. Santa Clara, actually, with San Francisco 49ers, a -3.5 against the Seattle Seahawks. San Francisco down to 2-1, lost to Green Bay, lost a heartbreaker to Green Bay. Bad defense at the end of this game for San Francisco. You can't let Rodgers go down the field on 2 plays over the middle. Nobody playing coverage in the middle of the field. You're dropping 8-9 guys. Where are they? You have to play, the middle of the field there. Rodgers, first play. Banky's at midfield. 1 more plays in field goal range. Good night, Niners. The Niners have a lot of injuries, too. That was a tough loss for San Francisco. Seattle, 1-2, as I mentioned, got obliterated by Minnesota, especially in the second half. The defense now has been bad for a couple games in a row. They got chewed up by Tennessee in the second half. They got mauled by Minnesota. Danger, danger, danger time for Seattle. And listen, with Cal and Russell Wilson and those receivers, you never count them out. But that defense needs to play better. I'll tell you what, they're in trouble right now, Seattle. The Rams are 3-0, look like one of the best teams in football. Arizona's 3-0, the Niners are 2-1. Seattle has a lot of work to do. And remember, after this game, they are home on Thursday night for the Rams. Very important 2 games for Seattle. They go to 1-4. Good night, Seattle, early. They have to at least split these 2 games and 2-3 and maybe make a move from there. Danger, danger, danger time for Seattle. I do not like the way the defense is playing. I mean, they got mauled. And they're up 17-7 and got mauled. That's alarming. Danger, danger, danger time for Seattle. I'm going to move it to 9.5 and take Seattle. I think it's a tough division game that could go either way. Niners off the tough loss with a lot of injuries, and now Seattle. They're a cornered bird now. Desperate times. Got to show up here, Seattle. Have to show up here. This could unravel quickly. In that division, can't fall too far behind. Can't do it. Can't do it. Got to show up and play here on both sides of the ball. And that defense, we're used to seeing that Seattle defense be good. Gone are the days of the Legion of Boom. And I'll tell you what, you drop the next 2 and your season is going to go boom in the other direction. I'll take Seattle again, thinking they'll respond and play a decent game. I'll take the 9.5 and what should be a close game. That's pick number 11. Pick number 12. Let's go to the Big D in Dallas, where the Dallas Cowboys are -4 against the Carolina Panthers. Carolina up to 3-0, beat the Texans. McCaffrey will miss a few weeks. That's a big loss for Carolina. Carolina's done a nice job. Donald has done a nice job. They've taken advantage of their schedule. They beat the Texans, the Jets, and the Saints, who had a million coaches and guys out that week. Still, 3-0 is 3-0. Good job by Carolina. And then you got the Dallas Cowboys. 2-1. They've won 2 in a row. They've played good enough to be 3-0. Bombed Philly last night. That game was 7-7, and then Dallas just ran over them. I told you, Dallas has a lot of firepower. I've been preaching that since week 1. Dak Prescott looks awesome. Doesn't look like he has, anything, bothering him from that injury from last year. He looks 100%. No remnants from the injury. And it's amazing what they can do with these injuries now. How you can get back so fast. And it's like he hasn't missed a beat. He didn't play at all in the preseason. And he just looks like he's playing better than ever. Prescott playing well. You have Elliott in the backfield. The good offensive line. That stable of receivers. Cooper, Lamb, Gallup, the young tight end. If they get anything on defense, they're going to be a threat. Watch out. Dallas, heavy favorite to win that division. And I know Dallas has let you down before. I know. I know they've had some seasons we expected them to win big and they didn't. This is Dallas's division to lose. They are, to me, light years better than anyone else in this division. Giants, Eagles, Washington. Now that I made those three fan bases mad at me. Just stating what the facts, folks. Just, it's what I see, the eye test. Dallas looks a lot better than anyone else in that division. They're the favorite, and they have a very favorable schedule also. Dallas at home, -4 against Carolina. Listen, as I said, Carolina's done a nice job. But now without McCaffrey on the road against Dallas, come back to me a little bit, Carolina. Time for Carolina to take a step back. Take a step back. What was that song by Fat Joe? Lean back. Lean back. Carolina's going to lean back this week. They can't keep up with Dallas and all their firepower, just like the Eagles couldn't do it. Dallas has something cooking here. And it's going to continue this week at home. They're going to roll here. I like Dallas in the money line. This spread will probably go up, considering the performance Dallas had last night. So use them in a teaser, whatever. Dallas is going to win this football game. They have too much for Carolina, especially since McCaffrey is out. Carolina won't be able to squeak out a win like they did against the Jets and the Texans. Not going to happen here in the Big D, Jerry's world. Cowboys get the W. How about them Cowboys? That's pick number 12. Pick number 13, let's go to the Sunday night football game with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at -6 against the New England Patriots. Tampa Bay down to 2-1, lost to the Rams. I picked the Rams last week. I'm not surprised. A lot of people were. I mean, what do you think? Tampa Bay's going to go undefeated? Come on, get real. New England, they're down to 1-2, lost to New Orleans. Listen, you know what New England, how they're going to play. They're going to struggle to score points with the rookie quarterback. They're going to try and win on defense and turnovers. It's not going to be a monster season for New England. It's just not. Buffalo's the team in that division right now. Tampa's 6 in New England. I'm going to move it to pick them in a 2-team teaser and take Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay off the loss. Brady going back to New England. He'll be very motivated. Same with Gronkowski. And Tampa Bay's just got too much for New England. New England can't score. They just can't score. You see that the first 3 weeks. Unless they get a boatload of turnovers, they're going to have trouble scoring. They're not going to be able to keep up with Tampa Bay, who will be very motivated here. Off a loss, Brady going back to New England. You think he wants to lose to Belichick and a rookie quarterback? Not going to happen. Tampa rebounds. They win in New England. Pick number 13 on Sunday Night Football. Pick number 14. Let's go back out to Los Angeles, where the L.A. Rams are -6 against the Arizona Cardinals. Arizona 3-0 beat Jacksonville. Was stumbling and bumbling early in this game. They gave up that field goal return, but came back, put away the awful Jaguars. So Arizona 3-0 doing a nice start in a very good division. How about the Rams? They're 3-0, beat Tampa Bay. Stafford looks good. The defense is going to be there. The Rams are a contender right now. With Stafford, I've seen enough. He's making big plays. They have good receivers. You get anything out of that running game, you know you're going to have the defense. The Rams are a contender to do big things this year. And I like teams that can play defense. I can't stand teams in this league where it's an offensive league that can't play any defense and let teams go up and down the field. Drives me crazy. When you can make stops, you're in business, and the Rams are in business. Tough game. I'm going to move it to pick them and take the Rams, though. I think the Rams are just better than Arizona. Arizona's good. I think the Rams are better. And I think that defense is going to harass the Arizona QB. I like the Rams here to send Arizona to 3-1 in a very nice game, a tough game. I just think the Rams at home are a little better than Arizona right now. This would be a very impressive win if Arizona could get this road win. I'd be very impressed, and I will say it all next week if they do it. I think the Rams are going to win the game, so I'll take the Rams, pick them in a teaser. That's pick number 14. That's a must-watch game. Pick number 15. Let's go to Philadelphia. Every time I think of Philadelphia, I think of Rocky. I just watched the original Rocky recently. The movie is a classic. Stallone was just, the lines in that movie, classic. The characters, classic. They spend $50 trillion now on movies, and they cannot produce scenes like they did in that movie. Kansas City, -6 against the Eagles in Philly. Philly down to 1-2. Got blown off the field in Dallas last week. Kansas City down to 1-2. I mentioned they're in last place. They lose to the Chargers. Kansas City, by the way, signed Gordon to a contract, I guess, to the practice squad. How many times has Gordon been suspended? You really hope he gets it together. Has a lot of talent, but he has his demons. You can't just rely on Mahomes to be making plays. The defense has to step up. By the way, we wish Andy Reid well. He left the game with dehydration. He seems to be doing better. But again, it can't just be about Mahomes running around, trying to, score 1 billion points. The defense has to do something. The defense has not played well the first 3 weeks of the season. Has not played well. And Kansas City's 1-2. Listen, we know Kansas City's going to be a contender for the next 10 years with Mahomes. That doesn't mean they're going to get to the Super Bowl every year. It just doesn't work like that. Maybe this is the year they take a little, maybe they're not as good. I think they're still going to make a run. I still think they're going to, a playoff team. They're a contender. Have to play better on defense, though. I think they rebound here, though. I move it to pick them and take the Chiefs. Chiefs are 1-2. All this week anyone's talking about is they're in last place. You know they don't like that. Philadelphia, as I said last night against the Cowboys, doesn't have the firepower to go toe-to-toe with the Chiefs. They just don't have it. They're not going to be able to slug with the Chiefs. Don't have enough firepower right now, the Eagles. And I said that when they played the Cowboys last night. And what happened? What was the score? Could be the same set of circumstances here. You have to think the Chiefs are going to respond and get up to 2-2. Hard to think they're going to be 1-3. I like the Chiefs to win the game in Philly. That's pick number 15. And the last pick number 16, the dreaded Thursday night football game. Let's go to the jungle with the Cincinnati Bengals are -7.5 against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Cincinnati up to 2-1. Nice road win against Pittsburgh. Cincinnati looks like a decent team. Burrow can play quarterback. He can play. Even off the injury, he can play. He's a good quarterback. Cincinnati looks like they could be a lot better this year. Nice quality road win in Pittsburgh. Jacksonville. They're 0-3, lost to Arizona. Listen, unless Jacksonville runs back a kick, they can't score. Let me say it again. Unless Jacksonville runs back a kick, they can't score. I think they've scored 4 or 5 touchdowns this year, and 2 of them are on kick returns. They can't score. They have thrown Lawrence right into the fire on this. Like the Bears did with Fields and like the Jets did with Wilson. They're throwing these quarterbacks into the fire with not a lot to work with. You wonder what that's going to do to their psyche. You wonder what it's going to do to their psyche. It's going to be a long year for Jacksonville and Urban Meyer, and I wonder how long he's going to last as coach. He's probably saying, I should have took that USC job. Because Urban Meyer likes to win and win big and win quickly. Is he going to have the patience for this? He's had some health problems in the past. He can get bad anxiety. Well, he must have a ton of anxiety right now. Because this looks like Jacksonville could be 1-15 this year. I'm sorry, 1-16. It's a 17-game season. Long year for Jacksonville. Move it to 1.5 and take the Bengals on Thursday Night Football in the jungle. I can't see Jacksonville on a short week on the road going into Cincinnati and winning. I know, I'm taking the Bengals. That's always scary, but to me, they're much better than Jacksonville right now. So I'll take Cincinnati there, even though I do not bet Thursday Night Football. There you go. You're all set for week number 4. Hard to believe we're in week 4 already, as it's flying by. Thanks as always for the support. The best audience in all of YouTube is right here. Go slow. Go slow. Don't bet crazy. This is a tricky week. Still trying to figure some things out. We're getting an idea, though, now. We're getting an idea. Once you hit October, we'll start to pick this up. Pick a lot of winners. Make a lot of money. Thanks as always for the support. I'll talk to you guys next Tuesday. Stay happy, healthy, and safe. Enjoy the games. Talk to you next Tuesday. Take care.